Okay, welcome to the lecture on how to complete Week 1, Worksheet 1. This is a very quick overview of this worksheet, and just want to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. So go ahead and click on Week 1, Worksheet 1, and it should download for you. And I'm using Windows Chrome, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And give me a second. There we go. We're going to put this right down here. Okay, so we've got Week 1, Worksheet 1, and I've updated it a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to know exactly where to go, a little bit easier to navigate. And so I'm trying to make these worksheets easy to navigate, but inevitably there are navigating an Excel worksheet can be a little cumbersome sometimes. So what you're going to do is you're going to start right up here, which, by the way, these worksheets that you're filling out, you're not actually submitting them anywhere, and so that's really important to know. Don't worry about submitting them, but you really need to make sure that you understand these worksheets and have these answers done and ready, because you're going to use the answers and the work that you've done on your quizzes. So just make sure that you've got them ready to go during your quiz. So right here, you've got 5 questions right away. What are the characteristics of qualitative data, quantitative data? So if you come right over here and you see qualitative data, you can go right here and double click and start typing, hey, here are the characteristics of qualitative data, or come right over here, double click, or you can come right up in here in the text entry box and you can actually type these up. And then give an example of a variable that is continuous and a variable that's discrete. So, right here you would put, okay, here is an example of a continuous. What's an example of a continuous? Here's an example. And maybe I'll give you an example really quick. An example of continuous data is number of gigabytes used on phone plan. Because you can have 1.25 gigabytes used on your phone plan, and then you've got discrete number of phones broken in the past year. Because you will have a full number of phones that are broken in the past year. So don't use those, use something different, but we've got continuous, we've got discrete, and then dichotomous. What are the characteristics of dichotomous variables? So make sure that you put those right in there. And then give one example of nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. So right over there. And then right down here, label the following as sample or population. So come in here, say, is this a sample or population? Is this a sample or population? Is this a sample or population? Then last one. Next, you're going to be filling out this chart. And you'll notice that you've got these numbers right here correspond with these numbers right here. So number 1, provide an example of an answer for each of the survey questions, which I made this a little easier too, because what I did is I made drop-down boxes for the possible answers for a lot of them. So you can just kind of choose, okay, I want one of these. I want one of these. But then when you get to other ones down here, there aren't answer choices. You've got to come up with your own example. And so for the ones that have possible examples, you've got possible answer choices. And then when you come over here, I already filled out some of these for you. And I kind of gave you an example of what it would look like as you fill this out. So the next question is this a number or text response? So you come over here, of the following, what is your favorite place to get a beverage? Okay, so we're looking at this right here, common grounds. This is a text response, right? Okay, then after that, can you do math with this? No. Or you can make it gray, so this is qualitative. Because you cannot do math with it, is qualitative. Can you put the response in logical order? So looking at this, common grounds, Smoothie King, Sonic, Starbucks. No, you really can't put it in any sort of logical order. They're just all kind of there. So if you can put it in a logical order, then it would be ordinal, but you can't, so it's nominal. Okay, so if it's quantitative, which it's not quantitative, so we're just going to make these gray because it doesn't matter. So we're skipping over these. And then does it have a decimal? Once again, gray. And depending on who you talk to, people are going to say that all qualitative data is discrete, which it's true. The responses are discrete, or rather the counts of the responses are discrete. And so some people will say that qualitative responses are discrete. Some people will say that they're just qualitative and therefore neither discrete nor continuous. But we can go ahead and put discrete. I'm okay with labeling it as discrete. So label qualitative as discrete. And then can your data, are there only two possible outcomes? No. If there's only two possible outcomes, e.g. yes or no, or, there's only two possible outcomes, that would make it dichotomous. So if it is dichotomous, you would put dichotomous, but since it's not dichotomous, you just put it as gray. And then go through these and just fill out the rest of these, and it'll give you the experience to navigate all of this. And then after you're done completing this, I would suggest you go ahead and take quiz 1, and between the definitions that are on the Canvas page, and also the definitions that are on the Canvas page and the textbook and this, you should be really well prepared to do well on quiz 1.